But first we'll stop in Armenia for 1 week. And later we are going to Moscow and stay there for 2 months maximum. From 1 to 2 months. And after that, we expect to have a visa to go to Portugal, so we will come back to Armenia, stay, I don't know, 1 week again, just to pack some things, and then move to Portugal finally. And she's speaking Armenian right now by my side with her mom.
She what, you said? That's her mom?
She's speaking Armenian now.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good, Eric. So you work from home office, home office?
Yeah, I'm working home office already a few years,
Okay.
Even when I was working in Brazil for a Brazilian company, I was working home office, doing home office. Nowadays also, when I moved to a Portuguese company, I continued working in the home office model. So, yeah, that's it. I can travel, to go everywhere, and continue doing my work. But of course, I work for a Portuguese company, so in Portugal, the salaries are not that high as in America or other countries in Europe. So that's why some countries may be expensive for me. For example, if I go to Germany, it will be very expensive for me to stay there. So I can travel only like to cheap countries, for example, Russia, Brazil, this kind of place.
Okay, but what's your objective? You're going to be settling down more in Portugal or in Portuguese speaking, or are you still kind of praying about it?
We are going to settle in Portugal for at least 1 year. Then we are, in this period of 1 year, we will understand where we want to live like forever, let's say. I don't know forever, but Portugal is not our dream country to buy a house or something like this. So we're not planning to stay there for more than 1 year.
Eric.
But for now, it's important for us to start there. So Emilia will get her residence in Portugal, and then everything will be easier to move to other countries.
Erick.
And also during this period of 1 year, we will travel.
Eric.
Oi.
Seu som tá muito. The sound is very low.
Yeah, it is very low. I'm barely hearing you, but it's okay. If you can raise it, I appreciate it.
Why is that? I don't know. I don't know why it's so much low.
Your finger is not on top of the microphone, maybe?
My what?
Your finger is not covering the microphone? No?
No.
It's strange because it's an iPhone, right?
Yeah. Let me to leave the call and come back. 1 second.
My goodness.
Vou ter que adicionar ele de novo, talvez.
Yeah, unfortunately her mother called her just right now and she's not available. The important,
That's okay.
yeah, well, my main interest is putting her to talk to you because I want you to have the same feeling that I have. And how fluent is her English? I'm amazed. Eric also speaks. Oh, he's back. Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, I think it's better. So we're not seeing your mouth. Okay, now it's okay. Good.
Okay. Okay, so what we were talking about?
Yeah, so once again, it's distant, the sounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's better. The closest you can put the phone, the sound will increase, okay?
You can see my face normally.
Yeah. No.
Now I can see you got beautiful teeth, a good mustache. That's good.
Really?
Yeah, mommy took care very well of his teeth.
Mommy?
Yeah.
Why mommy?
Yeah, while you were a child, must children have problems with the teeth because the parents doesn't care.
Oh my god, but you also didn't care. I put brackets only when I was old enough to pay for it.
Hmm.
Where's your mom? Where's Mary?
Mary is Rosalie at the living room. Rosalie, my sister, is visiting us, so they're talking.
Okay.
Yeah, but Mary it's a little bit difficult to do this kind of thing. She doesn't like, so I don't think she will agree and appear.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
You know how women are sometimes.
Yeah, I would say Lee, I haven't seen her for a long time. We can try to schedule another time.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite sure that my wife would also like to talk to Mary and have a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you located now?
Eric, I'm at the reference point would be Boston because I'm about 45 minutes from Boston. The city is Dartmouth. D-A-R. If you want to write it down, you can look at Google Map, and you can see the house. In fact, it's a corner house here in Dartmouth, Mass. It's a city about 200,000, maybe. It's not that big. So it's about 45 minutes from Boston, which is in that Cape Cod area. That's where I live.
Do you like United States?
Yeah, it's good. We kind of settled here because all the factors are now retired. I got my own house. It's something you kind of settle in. But I've been doing mission work, so like I was just telling your dad, the last maybe 5 years I'm home because of issues that came around with my mother. Now I've got a concern with my wife specifically. But in general, I'm out of the country constantly. I was 5 years in Ireland, which was very good. Almost every year or 2 in 2 years, I go to Brazil, and there's conferences or things to do. I was in Floripa for 4 months at the end of last year. So yeah, it's a place where I settle down. You come in and settle. Come in and you cope with another reality. I'm more accustomed to smaller cities, more of a humble setting, or more of a poor arena and social economical scenario where people are in more of a need of Jesus. In America, in general, people have everything in hand. What do I need God for?
Okay. I wanted to ask if you prefer Europe or America.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Wait.
Well, what do you prefer, United States or Europe? That's what he asked.
Oh. Well, it's not even more of a preference right now. I've, like I said, my base is here in America, but I do want to, take a time in Portugal because I'm also a Portuguese citizen. I've got my Portugal passport, and it's easy for me to go and just be there. In fact, because I'm retired, I also have the right for retirement pensions in Portugal. But the thing is, I haven't gotten to that. I do want to spend maybe a few years, if the Lord permits, in Portugal. That's my goal right now. I spent 5 years in Ireland, which was good. But it's what's going to happen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, let me just share something with Renato and yourself. Renato's talking about how, like nowadays, and I think even today, there's a lot of issues with like the Cariocas and the Paulistas, right? Where they insult each other or they'll have their issues. In Ireland, I would see a lot of that, and I'm quite sure, like Renato was saying about Erick is out of line again, or?
Yeah, I think so. He's coming back, reconnecting. Yeah.
All right.
Once
Sorry,
again,
my internet's not. The internet's not that good in my room.
Eric,
That's
why don't you change the room, switch room?
Yeah, I'll switch.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, your image is also not very good.
Yeah.
Your dad's
I will
image
go
is
to
good.
the. I have to go to another Wi-Fi.
Well, let me just share this with you. In Portugal, they don't like. In reality, the people don't like in general changes, especially the old timers.
Yeah.
So in Ireland, I would face as an American there in Ireland, speaking English, but they know through my accent I'm not an Irish guy, and I wasn't very welcomed either. So especially people of my age. Now the other people, they're not concerned about that, but there's a very much into a cultural thing. This is my country. This is not your country. We have our languages. We have our habits, our cultural differences and habits. So we don't want interference. So that's what your dad was describing in Portugal, and exactly what happened in Ireland. With at least the 5 years I've been there, I was there. There was, I like to chit chat. That word is, to talk with people, chit chat.
Uh-huh.
In Ireland, I remember the first negative experience I had was I was chit chatting with, I just came into a place to buy some stuff, a small little store, buy some papers or pen or whatever, and then I kind of chit chatting a little bit with the lady. And at one time, I said, I love, nice to be here in Ireland. I'm going to spend a couple of years at least. And this city, and she was agreeing with me, and even with a certain smile. But then I said, this city is beautiful. And she stopped, looked at me very serious, and then your word, because what did I say that offended her? I got no clue. And I stopped and I just waited for her to say something. And she said, sir, you're welcomed here, but this is not a city. This is a town, and we will maintain it as a town. Okay.
Oh my God! What the hell? What is the difference?
So it wasn't even a town; it was a village. So when I said city, she said, nope, no city here. This is a village, and we want it this way. Please be aware of that. I says, okay, I apologize. And I never used the word city in that village, which had about 4,000 people in it. At one main street, and then off that main street would be the side streets to the homes or wherever, one of the side streets where I used to live. So anyhow, just to say that as I've traveled, and in each place that I go to, yes, we need to be very careful, because in general, people are not, especially the older people, they want to maintain everything. And it's not a reality. In Ireland, there is a city Now, listen to this, which I have never heard in other places. The Irish people have their language, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the government pays that city, it's a small city, they pay with taxes, they alleviate the taxes, they give other means for them to live well in that city. Under the condition, they are prohibited to speak English or any other language except the Irish language.
Gaélico?
Exactly. So that city, you could go in. If I would speak English, the person would reply in Irish, and I don't understand. So I needed an interpreter if I go by that city, because the whole mentality of the city is maintain the culture as is and not change. The rest of Ireland, and I'm talking about the Republic of Ireland, because you got the Northern Ireland, it belongs to the UK, and then we got the Republic. I used to live in the Republic, the southern part or the biggest part. And they got a city like that, which I found unique, because they maintain the culture, the language, and everything else in there. But the rest of Ireland in general is whatever other country that you may go into, you will face, especially the older people, this concept of language, cultural habits. You are not welcome to try to change them. So it's a reality.
Yeah.
It's not
In Portugal, the older people, they don't like Brazilians at all.
Yeah, I've heard before. Your dad told me that, but I've noticed that other people saying the same thing. Now, do you know that the best dentists that we have in Portugal are from Brazil? You know that, right?
I didn't know. I actually went to a dentist in Portugal once, and I asked her if she could give the service in English, because my wife don't speak Portuguese. But I was asking for like a future appointment that I would make for her, because she was not in Portugal, right? Maybe I can't enter in Portugal yet. And she asked to me like, "Hey Eric, every Portuguese speak English, of course." So, but that's not true, because I spoke with a few older people in Portugal and they couldn't speak English.
Yeah. Yeah,
I went to a dentist and she was Portuguese, not a Brazilian.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no what. Maybe it's a concern of your dad, but like for instance, I look at you, your English, or the little that you're talking, and your wife Emilia. You guys both have good English, if not very good English. What makes the difference is the time that you will be speaking the English language. That makes the difference right there. If it's more fluent, or you pick up new things, or if you just use the English language every once in a while, you won't lose it, but you'll always have sometimes some concerns. But you're not in a phase, you're not in a moment of your English, and Emilia's the same form, that your English is not good. People don't understand your English. No way.
Oh yeah, I know. Everybody understands this. And
Yeah.
we traveled a lot of places, and we saw that we speak better than a bunch of people everywhere. Even
Yeah,
in
you're
Serbia,
fluent.
there were a lot of people that don't speak English.
No, you're fluent. Both
But
you
of
and
course, we don't have like an amazing vocabulary, because we are always speaking only to each other. We are not speaking with others in English. Most of the time, we are speaking only to each other. So we are like not growing our vocabulary. So when we move to a country where like English-speaking country, I hope that we will live somewhere like this. At the time, our English will improve a lot.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but anyway, you watch movies a lot without the subtitle in Portuguese. It's only English, just the sound and the subtitle in English. So this is almost like you having a
Yeah, this is amazing. I'm doing this already for 2 years. For the past 2 years, I've been doing that. Only English. For everything. I consume content on YouTube and on the internet. On English, I search. I Google things in English.
Uh-huh.
I do everything in English.
Yeah, this also helps a lot for
What
you
you
to.
can do, Eric and Emilia, I remember that we didn't have too much of an internet. You can enrich your English. Reader's Digest is a magazine that they used to have part of the Reader's Digest vocabulary to enrich your vocabulary, but not, let's put it this way, enrich your vocabulary with popular words or with more familiar words that sometimes we're not too much accustomed to. So it wasn't like enriching to a point that people don't understand what you're talking about because it's so rich. But vocabulary that it's more, it'll be more in the popular sense than a more of a sophisticated sense. So you don't have to get the magazine per se, but I'm quite sure you get apps that you can download. You can research and make it a habit of looking it up each day, picking up 1 or 2 words, and use it. Try to use it in your daily talk with the media, which is what you guys have good going for you. Is that she doesn't understand Portuguese, so she's got no other choice, and you don't got no other choice but the common language, which is English. So it's a matter of just a discipline, picking up 1, 2 words, which doesn't have to be more than that. At the end of the week, at the end of the month, you build up a good vocabulary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, sure.
Yeah, yesterday I said preoccupied, and he turned me down. So yeah, this doesn't exist. Preoccupied. So I had to show him. I had to show him the computer.
I thought that it was
preoccupied.
It's good that he understood Portuguese, right? Because otherwise, over here it's funny because we got a lot of the largest population of Portuguese-speaking people in America is where I live right now. New Bedford and Dartmouth, this area, it's the largest amount of people that speak Portuguese is here. You don't need to learn English. You can go in the supermarket, you can go to the doctor's appointment, you can go to, wherever and speak Portuguese, and they'll have somebody that will come up to you and speak fluent Portuguese and help you out. Yeah, this is it is tremendous. It is tremendous. So you
I thought that it was like this in Orlando.
What is it?
I thought that it was like this in Florida, Orlando, hot places.
Yeah, Florida, there's a lot of Spanish, right? Over here, there's Spanish also. But in the Portuguese level, it's large. But I'm saying with this is that they have changed the words that are not Portuguese or English. For instance, snow is neve in Portuguese, but the Brazilians here, or the Portuguese people say over here, is snow. If it's snow, they say snow. Closet, which would be armário de roupa, né? Closet.
Yeah.
Over here, the Portuguese people say closeta.
Oh my God.
They invent. To park your car, is parquear.
Really? But they are not fluent, these people, right?
They've got their own, it's not Portuguese, it's not English, it's words that they've accustomed to.
They created
the generations of Portuguese people here. So they got some words that sometimes the guy will be speaking Portuguese with me, and all of a sudden he comes out with snor, or parquear, or closeta, and I don't know, I can think of other words similar to it that it's not Portuguese, and it's not English,
Yeah. It's something else. Oh my closet. Shame on that.
I know.
But Sebastian, let me ask you something. When did you go to start living in New York when you were a child, right? What, because you didn't born there, right?
No, no. When I was a child, no, no. When I was a child, I was 8 years old, and incredible that may seem, at the age of age, I came to this city. I came to this city, and I lived during 10 years here. No, 11 years here. 11 years. And then I went back to Brazil, and then got married, got 3 children, all small at the time, and then I came back. And when I came back for the second time, now, for the first time for my wife, first time for my 3 kids, it was through New York. So I lived in New York City, which is a hassle. It's New York City. You die earlier, or you need to discipline yourself. And I'm not kidding, Eric.
What?
You need, because it's a fast pace. Fast pace. My characteristic is to be fast. So it will just accelerate even more. And everything that you do, you drive, you think, you need to do things in a fast pace in general. And then I got to know why many people would say, if you live in 2